Hearing the word war can deeply affect people, even if the conflict is happening far away. For some individuals, just listening to discussions about war, seeing headlines, or watching videos related to conflict can trigger anxiety and, in some cases, depression. This reaction is not a sign of weakness. It is a natural human response to perceived danger and uncertainty. The human brain is designed to protect us. When it hears words connected to danger, such as war, attack, violence, or destruction, it automatically activates the survival system. This is known as the fight or flight response. The brain does not always carefully analyze whether the threat is near or far. Instead, it reacts quickly. As a result, a person may experience a fast heartbeat, tightness in the chest, restlessness, sweating, or racing thoughts. Even though they are physically safe, their nervous system behaves as if they are in immediate danger. Some people are more sensitive to war-related topics than others. Individuals who have experienced trauma in the past may find that such news brings back old fears and painful memories. Highly empathetic people can also be strongly affected because they imagine the suffering of families, children, and innocent civilians. They emotionally absorb the pain of others. Additionally, those who already struggle with anxiety disorders may find that their minds quickly jump to worst-case scenarios. They may begin thinking about global destruction, economic collapse, or personal safety, even without clear evidence that these things will happen. Another important factor is the feeling of helplessness. War is a large, global issue that ordinary individuals cannot control. When people feel powerless in the face of major world events, it creates insecurity. The mind prefers certainty and stability. When the future feels unpredictable, anxiety increases. If a person continues to consume alarming content every day, this anxiety can become constant. Over time, repeated exposure to distressing information may not only cause anxiety, but also lead to depressive thoughts. A person may begin to feel hopeless about the future. They may think that the world is unsafe or that peace is impossible. When such thoughts repeat regularly, they drain emotional energy. Depression can appear in different ways, such as loss of motivation, lack of interest in daily activities, changes in sleep patterns, emotional numbness, or ongoing sadness. This often happens because the brain feels overwhelmed by problems it cannot solve. Modern technology has made this situation more intense. In the past, people received limited news at specific times. Today, news and opinions are available 24 hours a day through smartphones and social media. Constant scrolling exposes the mind to dramatic headlines, disturbing images, and heated arguments. The human nervous system was not designed to handle continuous global crises without rest. When stress hormones remain elevated for long periods, mental health begins to suffer. It is also important to understand that the brain sometimes struggles to distinguish between immediate danger and distant danger. Seeing repeated images of conflict can make the threat feel personal and close, even when it is not. However, being informed does not mean being in direct danger. Recognizing this difference can help reduce anxiety. There are practical steps people can take to protect their mental health. Limiting news consumption is one of the most effective strategies. Setting specific times to check updates rather than scrolling endlessly allows the brain to rest. Practicing grounding techniques, such as focusing on breathing, noticing physical surroundings, or engaging in light exercise, can calm the nervous system. Talking openly with trusted friends or family members about fears can also reduce emotional intensity. If anxiety or depression becomes overwhelming or persistent, seeking help from a mental health professional is a wise and healthy decision. Most importantly, people should remember that feeling anxious about war does not mean they are weak. It means they are human. Caring about the world and the safety of others is a sign of empathy. The goal is not to stop caring, but to maintain balance. Staying informed while protecting mental well-being is possible. In conclusion, hearing about war can trigger anxiety and even depression because the brain is naturally wired to respond to threats. Continuous exposure to distressing information, feelings of helplessness, and uncertainty about the future can intensify these reactions. However, with awareness, boundaries, and healthy coping strategies, individuals can protect their mental health. Peace begins not only between nations, but also within the human mind.